Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, visiting Sparks Toyota, and I'm checking out a 2022 Toyota Tundra Hybrid in the 1794 trim level, which is the highest. We're going to start off with Michael Holmes. He's my Toyota insider. He's going to show us a few things, and then we'll get more involved with the interior and show off some of the camera systems and different features that the vehicle has. So let's go ahead and get started.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Holmes here at Sparks Toyota. Today I'm here with Mike's Car Info, and we're going to go over a 2022 Toyota Tundra TRD 1794 Hybrid with the new iForce Max engine. What gives away it's a hybrid, obviously the blue inside of the logo, as well as on top, that's the iForce Max indication. So not only is it a V6 twin turbo, but it also has the hybrid system, the hybrid battery. So normally it would have 389 horsepower and 479 foot-pounds of torque. With the hybrid system, now that bumps it up to 437 horsepower and 583 foot-pounds of torque. So it's got a lot of power, and it's still super fuel efficiency. From before it was efficient, where on the window you'd be an average around 20. Now this one, depending upon if it's city or highway, you're about 21 to 22. Alrighty? So being it's a 1794, this grille piece is now painted in the gray color. No matter what color the truck is, this will be gray. Being a 1794, you have the best headlights. LED, plus it actually has the lenses. You also have progressive turn signals, front and back. You have the chrome that goes around the whole grille face. You also have painted trim instead of being just regular black. Being it's a TRD off-road, you pick up the 20-inch all black wheels. These will be on the Limited and also on the 1794. Platinum, there's no off-road, can't get it. Never were, you couldn't get it before, so it's nothing different. So different set of wheel and tire package, different suspension. This vehicle itself is equipped with the TRD running boards. That's not part of the package, that's an accessory from Toyota. Heavy duty running boards. They actually are metal and they're actually coated as well. Really cool, really looks good, complements the whole off-road look. In the 1794, these are gloss black, different than all the other vehicles. Really pulls the whole trim level together. They kind of calm down the whole chrome look as it was before. You have chrome around the grille bulge in the front that we looked at, mirror cap, and then on the 1794 as well, obviously we have it here and here. Not a whole lot of chrome, but it really balances out really, really well. That's always a big question. Some people love a lot of chrome, some people want to go a little bit less. This is a perfect balance. Now, down here on the end, we do have the TRD off-road 4x4 logo on the back. Being that it's an off-road, we can obviously go through the suspension, totally different. We used to have leaf springs, now it's a 4-link rear suspension. You have coil springs, and you can see the blue shocks, which is all part of that whole new off-road suspension. But you also have a locking rear differential that's in the back of this truck. Was never available before, it was always a limited slip. If you're familiar with the Toyota Tacoma off-road, all that equipment is now in the Tundra, which is amazing. You have the progressive turn signals in the back. I'm sure you've heard that there's the remote where you can drop the tailgate, and the infamous, super famous, you got a cooler, got your Yeti cooler, you bump it, you don't need to do anything. You just put it right in the back. Super slick, super cool. You have front and rear park sensors. You got a spoiler on here. A lot of people wonder, why is there a spoiler here? The roof line got changed. Now whatever you put in the bed, if you don't have a cover on it, it's not going to end up in the back of the truck. There's purpose with everything on this truck. From the tailpipe being on the other side of the vehicle, gas tank was shrunk down from that 38 down to a 32.2. It was positioned differently. There's a lot, everything has changed on this truck. Truly everything. It's an amazing vehicle. If you have an opportunity to drive one, don't pass it up. You'll absolutely love it. Has increased towability, increased fuel economy, increased power. Really, really amazing. The power off the line is unreal because you have that instant hybrid electric, and then you have that twin turbo V6. It's perfect together, 10-speed automatic. Really phenomenal vehicle. Looks amazing. This is your magnetic gray. That's your flatback TRD off-road wheel package and the TRD front grille. Really pulls it together. Really looks amazing. You didn't lose any features on the vehicle from the generation before. It's just a truly increase in everything. So by all means, take a look at the rest of the video while we go inside the vehicle, and give us a call here at Sparks Toyota. My name is Michael Holmes. Number here, 843-236-2161. Be happy to help and put something together for you.
Hey, this is Mike. I'm visiting Sparks Toyota here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and I'm sitting behind the wheel of a 2022 Toyota Tundra in the 1794 edition hybrid. So this is a hybrid truck. And so here's the interior, and tons of space. Like, I got the seat all the way back. I'm 6 feet tall and I feel like a child, like I can't even reach the steering wheel. Tremendous amount of room here in the front and the back. One of the things about the physical differences about the hybrid is you don't have the space under the seat in the back. That's where the battery components are and stuff, and cooling system is. So that's kind of lost as far as additional space under the seat. But other than that, you have lots of actual passenger space. It's fantastic. So here's the steering wheel, and very comfortable. It has a soft leather wrap steering wheel. It's probably a Softex type leather, and it just feels great. There's a huge handle here at the bottom, and there's a really good thickness, so it's not too thin. It thins out here a little bit more on the top, but it's still cushy and comfortable, and has stitching there on the inside. So the buttons on the steering wheel, the cruise control is here on the left side. So you turn it on, you can set, resume, and cancel here. And you can set the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you with the adaptive cruise control, and then here's the lane keep assist system right here. These buttons here at the bottom, here and here, correspond with the radio. So this would be the volume, voice recognition, mode. So this would be what audio source. And then this would be for changing through different tracks or radio stations depending on what you're playing. So here on the left side, you have this button OK, arrows, and up and down and stuff, and back. This corresponds with the full digital screen. We'll get to that in just a minute. And then there's your phone. You can answer or hang up using that button. Once you pair your phone to the system, if somebody calls you, simply push that button, answer, and then when you're finished talking, you just push it again to hang up. Windshield wiper control is there on the right side. On the left side is the turn signal, but it also has the headlight system. So headlight control. So it's got DRL off, automatic, headlights, and then headlights on. And then your fog lights are controlled there. It's a really nice projector LED system with a multi-reflector headlight system. Really nice looking. Works fantastic. So here's a full digital gauge screen, and so it's a little bit customizable. It's not like hugely customizable. Considering it's a full screen, things tend to stay in the same spot, so that way you know where to look. So it has the tachometer there, the digital speedometer, outside temperature, a digital clock. Now it tells you about your battery. So with the hybrid system, it has the ability to charge the battery, so that you can see the status of the battery there. And right here is the I-force, which is the boost pressure on the turbo. Here on the left side, or here at the bottom, let's start with that. This is your battery charge level, and then or the amount it's being charged, the voltage. And then there's the oil pressure, engine coolant temperature, and then the fuel gauge. So right in here, we're going to use these buttons, the OK, the back, the arrows, and the up and down, to cycle through. So first I'm going to go, let me increase the brightness a little bit so you can see it better. I'm going to go up and down. And you can see on the particular icon that we're on now, there's no other option. So I'm going to scroll to the right and left so you can see that this is part of a menu system. So I call these pages. So the first page, you go up and down, you have different information there regarding your fuel economy. The next one will be a digital compass. Going up and down, there's nothing more. Going to the right again will be your audio. So if you, right now it's turned off, but you can change the source directly from the buttons here. Next one will be your information about your trailer tow gain control. So it does have a physical knob to adjust it, but this gives you the status here. And scrolling up and down gives you more information. So your trip, trailer information, and the trip you can reset. And of course it gives you a distance and time. And then your tire pressure will show here once you get driving. Scrolling to the right again, well, this is the settings. You can go in here and change, turn on or off different features and set up the vehicle the way you want. Let's go into vehicle settings. And then you have more options here. Alright, scrolling next will be your messages. Now right in here it tells you things like time to change the oil, but it also does little things like let you know that the fuel door is open or something like that. Little things, which is nice. To the left of the steering column, it has a few buttons here. So one is to turn on the interior, the cargo light in the bed. So you can turn that on or off, or you can have it turn on with the door. The next one would be your automatic high beams, and it's really good to have the ability to quickly turn those off. Sometimes they don't function properly just because of the circumstances, and if it's flashing cars or whatever, especially since you have very bright LEDs, you can quickly turn it off there. To release the fuel doors here, the brightness of the interior gauges can be controlled there. You just keep pressing it and you rest on the brightness that you want. You can reset your trip here. And then this would be your parking sensors. So if you want to turn those off, let's say you're backing up to a trailer and it starts beeping or something, you can quickly turn those off. Heated steering wheel. So this does have the heated steering wheel, and it's just on or off, and it does let you know that it's on. And then there is a power inverter in the back that you can turn on or off here, and it'll let you know when it's on. There's also a powered tilt and telescoping steering column here as well. Real easy to use. So the right of the steering column, this is where you start it up. Has a nice red TRD button here to start it up. And there's the trailer brake gain control physical buttons there.
Hey guys, one thing I did want to bring up, technology with this vehicle, not only has it totally changed in regards to really bringing up the 21st century stuff here, where you have park sensors front and back, and they're actually smart sensors where they stop the vehicle if you get too close to something. But the visibility around the vehicle not only is awesome, but safety-wise. So you have 360 camera on this vehicle. In addition to that, you also have protection of the stuff that's inside the bed. How would you have protection when you're in traffic? If something shifts around, you would have to be at a stoplight, put it in park, hope that the light doesn't turn green, hop out, take a look at your stuff to make sure it didn't shift and there's something wrong. Now at a push of a button, there's a bed camera. So not only do you have a front camera for a 360, a left camera, a right camera, a backup camera, but you have a bed camera. And next to that, you actually have a digital rear view mirror camera. So if you have a load full of people, you got your family, co-workers, whoever's in the vehicle, and you can't see out the back, now there's a separate camera that gives you even more visibility than looking out if there was nobody there to begin with.
So it has a massive touchscreen, and it's relatively simple, but it has some really amazing, some of the features that it does have are very good, you know. So it doesn't have a massive amount of things, but it does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so that opens up a whole nother world of additional features. So right now, this vehicle is a new vehicle and it hasn't been set up with a navigation system yet. So all I could do is, you know, skip that for now. The radio is here. Let's change the different audio source. You got radio, Apple Music. Let's go to the radio. Turn that down. And then you can see you have FM, AM, and then satellite radio here. And then you can adjust it there. You can sort through different genres, and then you have presets there as well. The next one will be your phone. Once you pair your phone, you have access to your phone call, your phone book, and your recent calls and all that stuff here. The next one, this is specific for your vehicle, and you can keep track of your miles per gallon and your trip and stuff here on the screen, and it gives you visualizations like charts and stuff, which is pretty cool, and a trip range, like it lets you know how many miles you can drive before you have to get fuel. The last one here is settings. You can see it has these icons here on the side, and it kind of scrolls you through the different features here. So it's real easy. It's super complicated, this particular system. So you have general settings here, Wi-Fi, display settings. You can set up the screen or the camera. You can change the different colors there. Software updates, and you can also install apps as well. So like I said, the Apple CarPlay Android Auto opens up a whole different thing with a screen this size, and the clarity and resolution and the colors and everything. It really is nice to amplify the existing features of those programs, the Apple CarPlay Android Auto. Now, when you put it in reverse, we're going to kind of skip a little bit to get to the camera system, because that is awesome. There's a button right here. You can push that, and you can kind of see around the vehicle. It has a full 360 camera system. There's a camera in the front center, one on the underside of each side mirror, and one in the back on the tailgate. And it stitches that view together to give you a full perimeter around the vehicle. And so right now it's just kind of going around to show you, where you are in relationship to other things that's directly close to the vehicle. But if you go ahead and put it in reverse, then opens up a whole nother world here, because you have the top-down view here, but you also have the backup camera, which shows you can see further away from the truck. It does have a center line. It has active guidelines, so as I turn the steering wheel, you can see those lines move, and the center line moves, but also the trajectory of the vehicle and the space it will take when you back up. So that's handy, especially when backing up to a trailer or something close to something that you're going to load or unload. And you get a little glimpse there of the bumper, and that's essential, so you can see how far you are just physically away from things relative to the truck. Now it has these different options, so we can have this view in the front. So this is if you put it in drive, you can have this view. Now you notice it's super stretched out, so that way you can see. Even though it's stretched out, you can see directly to the left and to the right. You can see what's there. It's not going to give you exactly perfect straight lines, as you can tell. But you see that vehicle right there. That vehicle is way over there. So it's not even close to that camera, but it's able to show you that there is a vehicle there. So having that stretched out view gives you better visibility. It just doesn't accurately represent what's in front of you as far as the location. It looks a little weird because it's distorted. But of course, you see the top-down view is not distorted. Those lines are perfectly straight, and it does a really good job of stitching it together. All right. Also, these other views here. So you have front and back. Now we have the front and back wheels. So the front wheels, it basically takes the vehicle out. So now we're just looking at the front wheels and what's around it. So as I turn the steering wheel, you can see those wheels popping out from the side of the vehicle. So you can see right just like the bumper, you have the perfect relationship between your actual physical vehicle and other objects around the vehicle. Same thing with the back. You get to see the back view. So those are the back wheels, and right where the right along the side of the vehicle, like it's like you're eyeballing the side of the vehicle and seeing right what's very, very close to the actual vehicle. You also have the cargo camera. Now there's two cameras back there. One is for the cargo, and the other one is for a rear view mirror, which you can have a regular mirror here like that, or you can use the camera. It's a rear view camera system, so you could get better visibility sometimes, behind the vehicle. So you have two cameras, and one is oriented for the cargo to make sure things are not shifting around on you or becoming loose or moved or anything like that. You can keep an eye on things that are in the bed, and then also you can use that rear view camera system as well. So those are really, really good features. You also have the automatic. This is one of my favorite features. I think all manufacturers should start doing this. When you get slower, I think it's below 8 miles per hour, it automatically turns on that 360 camera system in the front view here, like this. So that way, when you get close, if you're pulling into a parking space or whatever, you don't have to stop, turn the camera on or whatever. You can go ahead and just slow down. It automatically shows you the screen, so that way you can see where you're at and line up to the lines or whatever you want to do. It just gives you that quick, you can do a quick glance at the camera system while you're slowly pulling into position, and it's just a really nice convenience feature. You can also change the way the lines look here. There's just 3 different views. And then this next one is the off-road focused cameras. So as you're driving, so this is what's going on behind the vehicle. So you have that view and you have this view. Front views are that view and this view. All right, so this is behind you, and you notice just like the front, it's very stretched out there on the sides, but it gives you the greatest visibility possible. And of course, it still has the active guidelines. The next one here is the back view, but it also has the side views on the side. And you notice it has a pitch and roll sensors here, so it can let you know the degrees in which the vehicles are articulated, or the position it is on relative to level, you know. So this is just an excellent screen. So here in the front, same deal. You got the front tires here, and then you have the front view. And like I said, it's a wide view. And instead of seeing the center of the bumper, you have the side bumpers, the side of the corners of the vehicle here, so you can keep an eye on that when you're, you know, navigating through tight spaces or whatever, or, you know, rocks or things that are sticking up, branches, things that are getting in your way, and you can navigate through that. And then the next one, this one is like your vehicle's invisible, and you actually can see the wheels there in relationship to the ground. So you can't actually see the ground there because the truck's displacing it, but you can see the position of the wheels there. Fantastic camera system. Just below the screen is the climate control. You do have a physical volume knob, nice big knob that has like a rubber texture to it, which is pretty cool. And so you have the temperature dual zone. Right now they're synced together, so they go together. The fan speed, you have automatic mode is where you want the air to blow, and it gives you a little visualization there. Same thing with the fan speed and stuff. There's a USB port for connecting to the system. And then you have heated and ventilated seats, and both of them are 3-stage, so high, medium, and low, both for the driver and the passenger. You can turn the system off if you want. Front and rear defrosters, you can turn on there. When you turn on the rear defroster, it also turns on the heated side mirrors as well. Recirculate the air. You can also have the air blowing out the front and not the back. You can block that. So a lot of features, and the knobs and everything's just very easy to use. You have push buttons down here, and then these little toggle switches here at the top. So this button right here is for the guide. You have to set up the trailer, and there's a certain procedure you have to do, but you can this will help you guide the trailer when you're going in reverse, and it'll kind of help you on the screen here which way to turn the steering wheel and stuff, and it'll actually help you guide the trailer back. I don't have any experience with this, but that's what that button is for. And I showed you the camera. This just kind of gives you that 3 surround view like that. And then the next one is your traction control. If you want to spin tires, or if you need to spin tires for whatever reason, you want to turn your traction control off. 4-way flashers are here. And then this button is to lock the rear differential. So you can see it right there. Just lock the rear differential. This is for off-road use only, obviously. There's a wireless charger here. Bring the brightness up a little bit so you can see that. And nice big space here in a little place. There's a little thing that sticks out, so when you place your phone there, it doesn't slide over or tip over. And there's a little rubber rest there at the bottom, which is nice. And you could put other stuff in there, of course, as well. There's the shifter. Let's go ahead and pull that out of the way so you can see these buttons. So there's the electronic parking brake. You pull it to turn it on. To release it, you hold the brake and push it to turn it off. Now this engages the rear wheels. There's the brake hold system. It actually hold the brake. It's not common on trucks to have this feature, but It'll hold the brake when you're come to a complete stop and you're sitting at a traffic light or whatever. It'll just go ahead and hold the brake until you push the accelerator. Just more of a convenience feature there. So the shifter just has a normal park, reverse, neutral, drive, and also has a standard mode here to which you can use it like a ratchet shifter and change through the gear ratios. Four-wheel drive controls are here, so you have two-wheel drive high, two-wheel drive low, and four-wheel drive low. Two-wheel drive high, four-wheel drive high, four-wheel drive low. So it's easy to just engage that just by pulling the lever. Drive modes here, it has these different drive modes here. So you got Eco, Normal, and Sport. So other than it just telling you that it's in a different one, there's nothing like a big difference as far as the screens or anything like that. It just changes the way the vehicle drives. So the Eco will be saving gas, the Sport will be more performance with a little bit of hit on the fuel economy, and Normal will be kind of like a blend. So here's the tow and haul mode. So you can turn that when you have a trailer connected, you go ahead and push that, and that way the vehicle knows it has additional weight that it has to handle. These next features down here, I'm gonna have Michael Holmes explain them to you. He can do a better job than I can, I think.
This truck is equipped with the TRD off-road package. So the TRD off-road package gives you a couple different trim things, but more importantly gives you equipment things, such as down here in the center, you do have your control knob just like you would normally, and you have your drive modes and you have your tow haul. But with the off-road, you have two additional buttons. This is going to be your multi-terrain select, which should be familiar if you're more familiar with the Toyota lineup and our TRD Pros, our off-roads, trails. That is going to be changing from your sand, mud, dirt, increased off-road capabilities. On the right hand side here, you see you have your downhill assist. So downhill assist control, DAC, and then you also have your crawl, which is going to walk the vehicle either, it technically can walk it going downhill on a slippery surface or to get you uphill. These modes will be accessible in the 4 low feature.
Under this cover here, this wooden cover, this looks really nice. This lifts up, and then you have some cup holders, and they're kind of shallow. They don't go very deep, but they do have these very aggressive arms that kind of hold the cups in place. Also, it's open in the middle, so you can utilize that space for things other than cups as well. And of course, when you close it, stuff will be out of the way. So like the key's in there, and it just kind of makes it out of the way. Or you can keep it open, and it has this little swooping part of the lid, so that way when you think things are less likely to kind of get in that little empty spot right in here. So there's a kind of a quick access place right here, and it has these little bumps that keep things from sliding around too much. And then there's a secondary quick access, which is right here. The reason why this one is like a little shallow spot, and then when you close it, it snaps in place, so it secures it in there. But this is just kind of like you're setting your glasses down, your sunglasses or whatever. You just kind of quickly access it, putting something down and re-grabbing it up, that kind of thing. Because when you lift this up, which there's a button here, here, or here, you can push either one. When you push that, this whole thing lifts up. So, you don't want to jam this compartment full of stuff, because when you lift it up, it's going to spill it out. So it does have a little lip right here to keep it in, but of course this is just for quick access. You have some armrests here, very soft and comfortable, one for the driver and passenger, so it's separated so you're not fighting over the same armrest. There's lots of room here. So like I mentioned, this lifts up. You just push either one of these buttons. There is a little space for the wires to go in and out of this compartment as well, but this lifts up and it's kind of spring loaded so it doesn't slam back down on you. You lift it up and it kind of goes right there. And this one has a little lock box, which is pretty neat, and has a combination and a key. Put some valuables or whatever in there, and then there's kind of an additional pocket storage area right in here. There's a little rubber floor as well, so you can put stuff in there. It's not going to slide around so much. And there's some more USB ports. There's regular USB and then a USB-C port here. So these little rubber pieces in here are removable, and you can take them out and clean them, put them back in. But they also have these little vehicles as tabs for lifting it up, which is pretty cool. You can see those little vehicles. There's an SUV and then there's a truck. So nice little touch on both there and here. And you'll see that there's actually, if you look around, there's little Easter eggs in the TRD emblems or stickers there in the back on the side of the bed, that if you look very close you can see little Jeeps or little trucks driving around on what looks like a little track. Some more cup holders back here, and it's kind of like an extension of the armrest. So these cup holders are accessible to, of course, the front and the rear passengers. They're in that good spot there in the center. The rear view mirror is an auto dim rear view mirror. And it has the HomeLink garage door opener controls there on the side or on the bottom there, but it's also the rear view camera that's on the back of the bed, so you can see behind the vehicle, in addition to the bed camera and the backup camera and all that stuff. So there's an additional camera back there, and it does have a menu there. You can adjust the brightness and the position here, so you can go through and adjust that the way you want it. So that's really handy. Now if you have your bed loaded up really high with stuff, then this is might obscure this camera back there. So but unless it's really loaded, you'll be able to see pretty decent. Especially keeping an eye on a trailer behind you. If you're towing a trailer, this would be awesome. So there's a place to put your shades or safety glasses or whatever you want there. Then you got some lights, reading lights here. This is for opening up the rear glass. I'll show you that in a minute. These are for the sunroof, and I'll show you those in a minute. Roadside assistance button is right there. And you can also turn on mood lighting, which is pretty cool. I can't really show you much during the day because it's very dim, but at nighttime you can cycle through, turn that on or off. And then interior lights, you can turn them all on, all off, or have them turn on with the door here in that center part. And that's different from the cargo light I showed you there on the left of the steering wheel. So the visors has a cloth material just like the headliner. It has a mirror with a little LED light there, soft light. There's a clip on the back side. This also extends out on a metal rod. Basically the same visor on the passenger side as well. The sunroof has a shade that covers up 100% of the light. And so let's go ahead and move that back. So some vehicles have a shade, but it doesn't cover all the light. It's just like still some light can get in. So I like the fact that you can block all the light if you want. Some on those hot days, sometimes you just don't want any light in. Okay, so that's the shade back. You can see it's a massive panoramic sunroof with the rear portion fixed. The front portion moves. Let's go ahead and push up and vent the front portion. Just a slight vent there. Now we can move it back. And move it back a little bit more. There we go. So for some reason you have to push it again to move it back a little bit more if you want it wide open. And of course we can press and hold that for a second, and it'll go ahead and move the shade forward. Looking at the visibility there in the back, you can see it's pretty, I mean, other than the headrest, which the headrest you can fold down to get out of your way, it's pretty good visibility back there. Looking over your shoulder, I'm able to see pretty good. It's just the large windows and small pillars, basically. Not too bad. And, you know, really highly recommend folding those headrests down if you don't have any passengers in the back. Now, while we're looking back there, let's go ahead and use that button I showed you a second ago to open up the glass back here, which is pretty cool. Being able to get all that additional airflow through there. And it goes pretty quick, too. So the back seat lifts up, and normally you would find storage space under the seat, but this one, since it's the hybrid, has this covered up. Now it is a hard plastic surface. You could utilize this to put boxes or whatever on a flat surface, but it just doesn't have that, you know, that additional cubby hole space back here. The back of the console has heated and cooled seats for the rear passengers as well. 3-stage on either side, USB charge ports, USB-C as well, and then the 400 watt to 1000 watt power inverter back here, which is pretty awesome. As you may have seen in my other videos of the Tundra, there's a full composite bed now, and this one has the 120 volt 400 to 1000 watt power inverter back here as well. It's a 3-prong, just like you'd find in your house. It's really handy, and the bed lights are fantastic. Nice bright LEDs there on the sides, but also here in the back of the cab as well, and that'll help out with visibility at night, and also be able to see with your camera, the cargo camera back here as well at nighttime. The backup camera is offset here for some reason, and then there's a approach light there, and then there is the towing package, and the towing package has the 4- and 7-way outlets, which are above the bumper. That's easy to get to, stays relatively clean, and so that's nice. And there's the parking sensors integrated into the design of the vehicle. You can see them there, and there in that black portion. The passenger seat has a 4-way lumbar adjustment as well as a power seat. You can go up and down, you can tilt, has a lot of functionality. Really impressive looking and very comfortable seats in this vehicle. Driver's seat one-ups the passenger by having a thigh extension. So in addition to the movement of the seat up and down, tilt and all that stuff, 4-way lumbar adjustment, you also have this thigh extension. Kind of lift up on the front of your legs there. It goes up quite a bit. All right, there you have it. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Michael Hums here in Sparks Toyota, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below, and also I'm going to leave his contact information in the description. If you want to reach out to him, buy it directly from him. He can ship all over the country. He also customizes trucks as well, and he's done many on my channel. So he's been on my channel for years, and we've shown different custom Tundras and different projects that he's done. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.